What's up, crazies? And welcome back to our channel. And if you guys are new here, I'm Andy.
And I'm Jazz.
And we about to get crazy.
Because we are finally here to react to TABLO and RM and their song Stop the Rain. We know it took us a minute to react to this, you guys. But as you guys know, we have been sick. Although we are better now, but like it's still like lingering on the tiredness.
I'm still congested a little bit.
Yeah, but can't wait to finally listen to Stop the Rain, you guys. Because I mean, think about it. It's TABLO and RM.
This is going to be lyrically crazy.
Yeah, what a collab. And you know, just seeing the screen already, you can see that there's like references to his past albums.
Right.
You know, there's Epic High right there.
There's their light stick.
Oh yeah, Pakubong. Right. But can't wait to finally watch and listen. So let's get to it.
Let's go.
Hello, rainy day.
Ooh. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
The beat itself is giving me goosebumps,
this is like
bro.
Totally like TABLO Epic High vibes.
It's like
right
lo-fi,
yes.
hip-hop, and it's like, it reminds me of those, you know when you're like studying?
Yes.
And then you search those songs and they have like those type of animation.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Come on, bruh.
What a losing hand. Teachers call me rebel, parents call me boss, pastors call me devil, had me kneeling at the cross. Since I was a youngin', I was called names and bossed around. Back to the wall so long, call me Pain's poster child. Religious home times are different. They told me I was gifted, but to unwrap my mind was wicked.
Ooh!
Raised by shame.
Yes, already bars right there.
Go back.
This is gonna be deep. This is
gonna be deep.
Yeah.
Times are different. They told me I was gifted, but to unwrap my mind was wicked. I was raised by guilt, raised by shame, raised by the rod. They claimed it was love, raised by shame, raised by the rod.
Raised by the rod.
They claimed it was love, felt like heartbreak to me.
We're gonna have to go back.
Later they say, baby, all your scars are to teach and remind you you can soar higher. What good's a bird's eye view when you're in a hunter's crossfire? Sometimes I wish that I crushed in the womb.
Oh, god damn.
Crossfire. Sometimes I wish that I crushed in the womb.
Damn.
Turned to dust in the womb. My scent of youth and ungodly perfume. No wonder I've always hated the adults in the room.
Will fall into more romantic calm. But maybe the tears will fall to wash the pain away.
Oh.
Stop the rain. I know what it feels like.
Can't run away from the pain. I feel like I'm going insane. Bad thoughts filling up my brain. Demons swimming inside my veins.
2 seconds from falling into nothing.
Can't run away from the pain. I'm trying to stop the rain.
When I was a kid, I was convinced that I was destined for the 27 club. I'm 29, sinking in the bathtub, sipping gin, looking for another club. All the lust was a lust.
Oh my god.
Stray after stable, dash it dot to your dot. And every night I put my shadows
what?
into dust. Stray after stable, dash it dot to your dot.
Dot to your
Every
dot.
night I put my shadows on. But you know how much I hate my status quo. I know what you got.
Oh my gosh.
Reference right there.
Coming out of trust.
Keep my mind steady, but it's hard to readjust. Nothing stops time, but the clock will turn to rust.
Pain and rain, this will stay the same.
Got me looking for the exit just to entertain. Pain and rain, think I'm going insane.
I like that
Got me
too.
looking for the exit
Exit just entertain.
Pain and rain, think I'm going insane.
Gotta turn off my phone.
Wow.
Can't run away from the pain.
Holy shit, this is beyond deep.
Bad thoughts filling on my brain. Demons swimming inside my veins.
2 seconds from falling into nothing.
God
Can't
damn,
run away
bruh.
from the pain.
I'm trying to stop the rain.
Ooh.
I'm trying to stop the rain.
Forever. Oh my
Crossed
god.
out forever.
I'm trying to stop the rain.
God damn, okay.
Wow.
So
I'm trying to hold in my tears right now.
this is
but
a lot different than what I thought the song was gonna be about. This is very personal. Like, this is beyond deep.
I think it's just like, man. Ooh,
Wow.
Okay, I'm trying to like, keep myself together, but like, 힘들잖아. Like, think about it. Like, like, oh, this is hard.
Yeah.
Woo.
That shit is.
Woo. Okay. It's like, I feel like TABLO was talking about more personal, right?
I think
like,
they both were.
No, I'm saying like the way he
His
grew
childhood.
up.
Yeah.
RM's was more him
During.
being, in the spotlight, who he is, like BTS, and the pressure, the pain that you have to go through. Like, you feel lonely, nobody understands, you know, and like, oh God.
That's this is deep, bruh. Like, I think we just have to go back and look at the lyrics again.
I wanted to talk about some things that I read too.
Yeah, we'll talk about it during. But shit, okay.
Give me a break though.
Wow.
Hold on.
All right, so this time around, we're gonna go back and just look at the lyrics this time, because this shit went beyond.
It was very deep.
Come on, bruh.
Very personal. Oh, 113.
Hello, rainy day.
And you see the way it turned black and white, and it's raining outside. And then the
This
kid
is
doesn't even look happy.
Yeah.
Tableau.
I love this beat.
I'm all in with a losing hand.
I'm all in with a losing hand.
Oh,
You know,
yes,
that's a
that
bar
too.
because it's like, I'm all in. I have a losing hand, like the card game, like poker or whatever
Yeah.
it may be. I have a losing hand, but yet I'm still all in,
Yeah.
knowing that I'm going to lose. Why?
Yeah.
Because if I go this way or that way, it's a lose-lose situation for me.
There's that possibility though, right?
But yet I'm still all in.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's my dream.
Right.
This is what I want.
I'm gonna risk it for my dreams and
Come
for
on.
what I love to do, which is music. But also, what
Mm.
I just saw right now is, you know, this kid is clearly in his room,
Right.
and it probably obviously represents TABLO because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of epic high references in the room. But I think that's him as a kid growing up wanting to be this hip hop artist, wanting
Mm-hmm.
to rap, you know, write poetry. But again, in the lyrics, like no one understands.
Right.
And I feel like that's why in the video, he clearly opened his door from his room. And when he opened it, it's just black everywhere. Which I think represents like loneliness and like no one's there to
just
support him.
darkness.
So all he can do is be in his room. It's like literally me, myself, and I. You know, like only I can understand me because no one else is understanding me. Like, why is it so wrong for me to do what I love?
Right.
You know, and I think that's why he's listening to music because that's what he loves to do. But it's like he's not happy because it's like, why is it that it's wrong for me though?
Yeah,
you know?
it's like when someone takes something away from you that you love, you know what I mean? And I feel like you saying that kind of made me think like, sure, this could be TABLO too, because it could be probably interpreted in different ways.
Yeah.
But it could be a fan of Epic High, whom is a kid
Love
that may
that.
be going
Whoa.
through the same thing.
I got you. Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, whoever is out there, another kid out there that's dreaming of becoming a writer, a
And
singer,
they look up
or
to Epic High.
yeah, and then they look up to Epic High, and then they're going through the same thing, and then it's like,
Oh
TABLO,
my God! I just took a break, so I cannot cry.
TABLO
but
rapping like, look, like I went through this too, but you can do it. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. You know, maybe.
No,
you know?
no, definitely. Like even if they didn't mean it that way, no, it can go that way because again, this song, it's very relatable to I'm sure many people too. Yes, it's for me personally, it might not be relatable in a certain like level, but I can still relate. But also, it's more like I felt for them, right?
Right.
But yes, there's always that kid out there that can relate
Kind
with
of like
you.
you could still. I know what you're going through.
Yes.
But you can do it. Come on, bruh.
I'm all in with a losing hand.
Yeah.
Teachers call me rebel, parents call me boss, pastors call me devil, have me yelling.
Teachers call me rebel. Parents call me lost. Pastors called me devil. So teachers call me rebel.
Yeah.
Why? Probably because he was listening to hip hop, like
Yeah.
rap music, right? And then at that time, during those times, because I can't say I'm from that time, but I'm not too far from that time.
Right.
And even then, it wasn't looked good upon.
Yeah.
Like when I listened to rap music and hip hop and stuff like that, like back then, my parents didn't like it. They're much different now, right? Because it changed. Times changed. But back then, they didn't like it. Why? And I understand it. I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now because the first thing my parents heard were curse words.
Right.
Being the fact that there's a language barrier, you know, they don't know English that well. They don't know what these artists are talking about.
Right.
Because all they hear are curse words. But they're actually telling a story.
Yeah. It's poetry.
Exactly. It's poetry. It's creative writing.
Yeah. Expressing how they feel, what
Exactly.
they went through, what they're going through.
Yeah. And then, like, you know, obviously being the fact that, you know, hip hop artists and rap artists were, you know, widely known for wearing baggy clothes at the time
Yeah.
and all of that. They looked at them as rebels.
Yeah.
So if you followed that trend, which is a culture, right? Because hip hop, rap, it's a culture. Like if you followed that, they looked at you as a rebel.
Yeah.
You know, and I can see teachers call me rebel. Parents called me lost. Why? Because I feel like TABLO can be talking about how, you know, TABLO's really smart.
Yes.
Like he went to Stanford. He finished Stanford in 3 years. And then being the fact that he's so gifted in those ways, he's so smart.
Yeah.
And he wants to do music. So he's saying like parents are like, dude, you're lost.
Yeah. No, for sure. I feel like so my parents weren't as strict. You know, they were actually a little bit more understanding of my goals, I would say, and dreams, which I'm very blessed with and I'm very grateful for. But of course, they had their strict moments, and I've had friends around me that had parents that were strict. And, you know, it's the typical, like, wanting them to be a lawyer, doctor, and all of that, especially if you're smart, like TABLO and RM, you know, you expect them to be this great person. And great, what I mean by great is like, again, doctor, lawyer, all of the things that you can make good money and have this label on you that you're this person, right? So I think for them, they probably looked at TABLO like, you are lost. Like literally like
you are this smart.
Yeah, and you don't know what the hell you're trying to do here. You clearly don't know.
Exactly.
But at the same time, for TABLO, especially as a kid, I'm sure he's thinking, I do know.
Yeah.
I know what I want to be. I know what I love. Who are you, any adults in my life, who are you to tell me that I don't know what I want to be or what I love to do? You know, even if it does change throughout your years, at that very moment, if that's what you want to do, you should support it. I think this is a main thing too. I feel like adults in your life need to be supportive, especially growing up, because that shapes who you become.
Right.
You know, if you give this person or this child a lot of love and support, that's how they become great.
Yeah.
It's not about the label that you have on you. It's you being a good person and just you being happy at the end of the day, right? You being happy. So I feel like now that I'm an adult, that's what I would try to do for the kids around me, is just support what they do.
Right.
Love what they do. Be happy. As long as they're not hurting themselves or anything like that or others, just support them.
And it's not to say that we're saying that, you know, his parents were bad to him. That's not what it is. It's more like we understand it because at the time, because times were different, right? Because it's like at that time, like what Jazz said, they just wanted the best for, you want the best for your child. And then being the fact that we see, us as parents, we see this child is so smart. You want to become a rap artist or a writer, a creative writer. You know what I'm saying?
It's a waste.
It's a waste to them because it's kind of like, dude. So artists in Korean culture, like artists are looked upon as like it's a poor career. Like, and I don't mean poor as in like, yeah, I mean it's a double entendre, like meaning like poor as in it's a bad career and poor as in literally poor. Like you don't make any money from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I could see why the parents felt that way, but at the same time for TABLO too, it's kind of like, no, but I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
And which TABLO did. He did make it.
Exactly.
And then he
proved them wrong.
Proved them wrong.
Yeah,
you know
and pastors call me devil, had me kneeling at the cross, and I think because of the music choice he would listen to, of course, like all the cussing and all of that, right? So they saw him like, you shouldn't be listening to that type of music. Or maybe because of the choice of career path he wanted to go to, it's like, that's devil's work.
Yeah.
Clearly, you lost your mind, literally.
Because
like,
he comes
you don't know
from
what
a
you want.
religious family, too.
Yeah.
And also, parents called me lost. There's Icarus crossed out. And I think that's like a Greek mythology thing, but I'm not really too sure about it. So if you guys know, let us know what that means and what it has to do with that line.
Yeah.
But dude,
for me, I think this is very important where it says like teachers, parents, pastors. Those are all adults, you know? And I think he's maybe trying to say these adults in my life, you know,
at the time
wasn't as supportive, but maybe he's sending a message too for people who are adults, you know,
kind of like be a little more supportive.
Whether it's your students, whether it's your kids, whatever it is.
May be.
Yeah. So it's all support.
Come on, man.
Teachers call me rebel, parents call me lost, pastors call me devil, had me kneeling at the cross. Since I was a youngin', I was called names and bossed around, back to the wall so long, call me pain's poster child. Religion.
Back to the wall so long. Call me pain's poster child. A poster child is something that you say to someone when this somebody is just labeled as this.
It's like defined.
Like this person is defined as that.
Right.
So in this case, call me pain's poster child. Why? Because
went through a lot of pain.
I went through a lot of pain because my back is always against the wall. Like I can't breathe.
Right.
All I want to do is achieve this a dream, but everybody is just trying to strip it away from me.
Yeah.
My back is against the wall. I don't know what else more to do.
Right. And where do you,
know
put
what
up?
I mean?
Where do you hang a poster on the wall?
Yeah.
And that was beautifully
That's
said.
a bar right there too.
Home times are different. They told me I was
Ooh,
gifted, but
ooh,
took the
ooh.
wall so long. Call me pain's poster child. Religious home times are different.
Times were different.
Yeah,
see?
religious home.
Religious home times were different. Like at that time, so Tablo's older than me, but we're born in the same generation. He was born, I think, in 1980.
Yes.
And I was born in 1988. But even in my time, though, like it was different than now.
Yeah.
Like I said, like at that time, music and hip hop music, all that, being an artist and all that, it wasn't looked good upon.
Yeah.
Like it was frowned upon.
It was, again, it might be different in other people's cultures, but at least in the Korean culture.
For us, it was not looked good upon.
Yeah, again, it was the whole doctor, lawyer. It was one of those, something that
Like-
will make you good money or make you look good. It was just that.
If you said you wanted to become an artist, whatever, it could be a drawing, like a painter or whatever. you
Singer.
Oh my
No.
God, bro! Like
Yeah.
they'd be like, just
You're lost.
So you want to be poor?
Yeah, literally.
literally.
You're lost.
Yeah.
That's how they saw you as. You clearly lost your mind.
Come on.
The bossed around back to the wall so long. Call me pain's poster child. Religious home times are different. They told me I was gifted, but to unwrap my mind was wicked.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
Religious home times are different. They told me I was gifted, but to
They told me I was gifted, but to unwrap my mind
Was
unwrap my
wicked.
mind
was wicked. They told me I was gifted, but to unwrap, get it? Gift, you unwrap a gift. My mind was wicked.
Yeah.
But to unwrap my mind was wicked. Like, they're saying, do you get
Wow.
it?
Yes, no, of course.
Like,
yeah.
they told me I was gifted in ways
Like,
of
you're talented and
yeah,
all that.
You're talented, but you're smart.
Yeah.
Like it's God's gift. Like you're so smart. But to unwrap my mind was wicked.
Yeah.
Why? Because we want you to be smart in
This way. Uh-huh.
But Tablo was like, but I want to be smart in that way.
But then it's wicked, though.
But it's wicked. I can't unwrap. But to unwrap that part of my mind is wicked.
Think about it. We
Bruh.
say this, Tablo, he's a genius. You know, RM's in the song too, and we all know RM is too,
RM's
right?
smart as shit,
but
too.
in this case, obviously, it's Tablo's part. We know Tablo is a genius, but doesn't mean you have to be a genius just in
One category.
one category. Yeah, and in his parents' way or whoever he's talking about, adults in his life, they wanted him to be, they're saying he's gifted because he's smart in the educational side. But Tablo's thinking, okay, no, well, yeah, probably, thank you, but why can't he be gifted in the other side, which is what I love to do,
But
which
this is what I want to
music.
do, and I'm
Yeah.
really good at it.
I'm really good at it. But clearly, but if I unwrap that, though, it's
wicked.
wicked.
It's considered wicked.
So it's kind of like he can't unwrap the gift though that he has. Oh my goodness, you know what I mean?
And
he
a
has.
gift
Imagine having a
unwrapped.
gift and everyone's telling you, no, you can't open it. It's Christmas, and I'm like, I want to open my gift, but it's like, no, you can't open it though.
No.
because it's like the torture.
You were on Santa's naughty list.
Yeah, the torture of it all.
Come on, bro.
That's hard.
Come on.
Call me pain's poster child. Religious home times are different. They told me I was gifted, but to unwrap my mind was wicked. I was raised by guilt, raised by shame, raised by the rod.
Woo! That's such a bar. What do you right here?
Raised by the rod.
My mind was wicked. I was raised by guilt, raised by shame, raised by the rod.
Raised by the rod.
Rod.
That's a biblical term too. When you try to right the wrong. Bloody calves sacrificed in the name of their God. Bloody calves. You know, the red cows. Right. And then raised by the rod. 회차리.
Yeah.
A spanking stick.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, I was spanked too. Whether it be on the hand or on the calves.
Yes.
Raised by the rod. Bloody calves.
I'm sure you guys see it in those like Korean movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know when they say, when the parents they're like 회차리 갖고 와.
Yeah.
As in like, you know, bring the rod or bring the stick.
Yeah.
Your punishment stick, and then you come, bring it to them, hand it to them, and you have to
Scroll. I mean, not scroll up.
roll up your pants.
Right.
And then stand. And what they do is they hit you in the calves. Like how many times you want? 20. Okay, 20. Bam, bam. Raised by the rod,
Bloody
bloody calves
calves.
sacrificed in the name of their God.
So that's a double.
And then even bloody calves sacrificed in the name of their God, it's kind of like that's to like purify somebody. Get it? Like
Right.
that term is to like purify somebody in a biblical context,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But also, that's what parents did. They spanked you to purify you,
Yeah.
to right the wrong.
Right. Like you're getting punished, but at the same time, it's like we're doing it because we love you.
Oh, that's a-
It's the best, to make you better.
That's
basically.
a bar.
Yeah.
Woo!
I was gifted, but to unwrap my mind was wicked. I was raised by guilt, raised by shame, raised by the rod. They claimed it was love, felt like heartbreak to me. Later they say, baby, all your scars are to teach and remind you you can soar higher. What good's a bird's eye view when you're in a hunter's crossfire?
Oh, what good's a bird's view when you're in the hunter's crossfire? So you're not even flying freely.
Yeah, you can't. They're telling you, soar high. We're doing this because we love you. You know,
but we're watching you.
Yeah, we're trying to make you a better person, like I said. But we're watching you though. So imagine the pressure. You know, imagine the pressure of it all. Like they're telling you to soar higher, but how can you when it seems like everything you do is wrong? You know, so now you're like 눈치 보여. What is it?
Right.
Like
you're just kind of
what's that word in
you're
English?
anxious.
Yeah.
Like, you're just kind of looking over your shoulders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's where it makes sense to TABLO's verse and RM's verse. They're both talking about this pressure.
Right. Because he was saying, like, you know, that's what parents say. It's like when they punish you for, you know, whatever reason, it's kind of like it's for you. Like, I'm doing this for you.
So
like,
you learn.
So you learn.
And become a better person.
And you can soar higher. Trust me, you're going to do even better after this. But what Tablo is saying is like, okay, sure, but what good is a bird's eye view when you're in the hunter's crossfire? Sure, I may be flying high.
Down.
I'm flying freely in the air, but guess what? There's hunters down there.
Trying to shoot you
you're
down.
in their scope. That's
Sometimes
deep.
I wish I got crushed in the womb.
Ooh, sometimes I wish I
Dust
got.
in the womb.
Damn. That one is very personal, you know? Like, sometimes I wish I got crushed in the room. You know, I feel like in those ways, many people can
God
relate
damn,
of like,
bro.
you know, I know we shouldn't say this. I know, you know, but we say like, I wish I wasn't born. You know, things like that. Like, why do I have to live this life? It's like, God, parents, whoever it is, like, why did you put me in this world if this is what I'm going to go through? You know, like, and you do wish that sometimes. And I think it might have been very sensitive for him to say, but it's so relatable. That's what a lot of people can go through, where it's like, why was I born? Or sometimes I wish I was crushed in the womb.
Like,
you know,
even
and
the
some
way
people might think like, whoa, that's too deep. But I feel like it is like
yeah,
it is
even
like
the
that.
way you just said it right now, like,
it is
doesn't
like
even
that.
sound. It's still bad, but it doesn't sound as bad. You know, like, sometimes I just wish I wasn't even born.
Yeah.
To versus
Crushed, I
sometimes
know.
I was
That's even more.
crushed in the womb.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's a lot
bro.
of pain, though.
That's
You
how
know, that's a lot of pain.
It's showing how much pain he was in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To
Right.
the point that he thought that far.
Exactly.
You know. God damn, bro.
Sometimes I wish I got crushed in the womb. Turned to dust in the womb.
Dust in
My
the
scent of youth and ungodly perfume. No wonder I've always hated the adults in the room.
See, adults.
No wonder I hated all the adults in the room. And obviously, he's talking about then, when he was younger, like when you're a kid. Like, even when you're a teenager, you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like, at that time, I can only imagine all these adults saying, no, you shouldn't do. No,
Yeah.
that's bad. No. You're so gifted with this. Why don't you go this route?
Yeah. They're
Become a-
choosing for you.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, no, this is what I want.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, yeah, he's saying, but no wonder I hated all the adults
How
in the
can you
room.
not?
Not one supported me.
I mean,
at that time.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, think about it. Even as an adult, when people tell me what to do or like they don't support me or, you know, yes, it might be easier for me now to be like, all right, F you, bye. But at the same time, it does hurt you. And you feel like, why do I feel so lonely? Why am I not being supported by the people who I thought loved me
Right.
and is supposed to support me? You know, why aren't they supporting me? So imagine that as a child.
Right.
Feeling that way of no support. And again, I might have not had parents that didn't support me in maybe my dreams and all that, but I still had those moments though
Yeah.
with adults in my life. So I can relate in some aspect where it's like, now when I think about it as a child, it's like, wow, that could have turned sideways real quick though. You know? It's very important again
Right.
for adults to be supportive of any child. You know, make them happy because
Yeah.
that's how you really grow into a better person. It's not about spanking them or this and that. It's just you supporting them wanting to be who they want to be, and as long as it's not hurting them or others. You know, that's how I
Right.
feel like.
And tomorrow may not come, but maybe the tears will fall to wash the pain away. Trying to stop the rain. I know what it feels like. Can't run away
out my brain. Demons swimming inside my veins.
2 seconds from falling into nothing.
God damn, bro.
Away from the pain, I'm trying to stop the rain.
And I think when they say I'm trying to stop the rain is, you know, probably the tears, the gloominess, the sadness of
gloominess.
it all.
It's just constantly
Yeah.
they're walking around with a dark cloud over them at all times.
Yeah, and I feel like it's, you know, when you get into that deep, dark space and dark thoughts, it honestly sometimes gets very endless. It's hard to get out. And again, that was very deep right there. 2 seconds to fall
Away
into
from
nothing.
falling into nothing.
Yeah, like,
Can't run away from the pain.
And y'all know what he means about that.
yeah.
Stop the rain.
When I was a kid, I was convinced that I was destined for the 27 Club.
Wow.
I was convinced that I was destined for the 27
27
Club.
Club.
You guys know the 27 Club.
Right.
It refers to, you know, all the great celebrities, the great artists that passed away at 27, like
Right.
Kurt Cobain, like Amy Winehouse.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Is Jimi Hendrix one of
Right.
them? Like,
But it was all through mental health.
yeah, and
You know?
oh my God, and that's what he's talking about. But when it comes to the
And
27
RM
Club,
was expressive about this, you know, especially during
he
the
did say he
COVID
was
times.
depressed.
Yeah, and so I think that's what he might be talking about.
When I
Bruh.
was a kid, I was convinced that I was destined for the 27 Club. I'm 29, sinking in the bathtub, sipping gin, looking for another club.
Sipping gin, looking for another club. So that's a bar right there too. 27 Club, destined for the 27 Club. I'm 29, sinking in the bathtub, sipping gin, thinking about another club. So
Yes.
club, as in, like, you know, he's trying to basically say he's washing away his pain by drinking.
Yeah.
And then now he's saying, I'm going to look for another, literally a club.
Like
that-
a club where you
like,
can drink
where-
and dance and all
yeah,
that.
and all that to forget about his pains, but also looking for another club. Why? Because he's 29,
Yeah.
not 27. So let's say, you know, he ended it at 29.
That's
the
very
29 Club then. You know what I mean? So I think that's what he's referring to. But goddamn, that's
Yeah. I think this is very just a deep song. And again, you know, music is how you express
yeah.
yourself and like what you're feeling, what you're going through, what you went through and all that. So I think this is how RM is feeling and we should be very mindful about it.
Yeah.
You know, like especially them being celebrities, it can get really hard because everyone has an opinion about you.
Yeah.
It's not just the people around you. It's that on top of millions of people. I mean, hey, we all know BTS, man. Like, they're huge. Huge is an understatement. So imagine all those people talking about you negatively, like bashing on you, like criticizing everything you do, not allowing you to be happy. You know, it's like the little things, like if they're doing something innocent, to be honest, like dating someone, maybe legally smoking and drinking, I don't know. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but it's a huge deal in their world, right? And it's like, or let's say even the little things of like, they make music that's not to your taste. People like me and Andy would just be like, oh man, I didn't like
It's not
this
really
song,
my style,
but
you
it's
know,
okay. We'll
maybe
listen.
maybe the next one.
Yeah, or like
you know?
listen to the other ones that we like, and it is what it is. We don't bash on them for it. It's just, it is what it is. But as we all know, there's the toxic fans, right? That will be like, why'd you do this? Why this? Like, what kind of music is this? Because, and you're trash or this.
Right.
It's endless. Nowadays, because of social media, keyboard warriors, right? You can't just keep that to yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, okay, fine, keep it to yourself. If you want to bash on them, keep it to yourself.
Right.
You know, but why do you need to go on their page and say all this stuff to them? Or why do you need to go on a public social media platform and say all this shit where they could possibly see that? You know, that's where it goes wrong for me.
And it's not even just the haters too. And I'm talking about the fans too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not all fans, but I've seen like fans, like some fans where it's too much. Like, they're very like demanding, like, oh, do it like this, do it like that.
Yeah.
Or like, think about it, these celebrities can't even go out and hang out with regular friends because they're afraid of something, like a picture being taken or something, right? And then that being misconstrued into another situation when it wasn't even like that, you know? And they get into shit and all that. And it's kind of like, that's so depressing.
Yeah.
So you're just stuck.
You have
So
no freedom.
Yeah. So let's say you're on tour and then you have a few days to yourself. You can't even go out.
Yeah.
You stay in your room at a hotel you know, and you're just on your phone, like or a laptop.
RM actually said something about that. Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that right now. And it's like, that's so sad. Like you're in another country you possibly maybe never been to. You can't even go out and enjoy.
Explore.
You know, and it's not because like, you know, they'll get swarmed by fans. It's not even because of that. It's because you're afraid to make any sort of move.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, I don't want my picture being taken and that being misunderstood for something else.
Yeah.
It's fear.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, that's sad.
It's like you're living in fear. Yeah.
I'm 29, sinking in the bathtub, sipping gin, looking for another club. All the lust wasn't lust, dust into dust. Stray after stable, dashi dot to your dot.
다시 덧뒤에 덧. 덧 means trap. So again, it's a trap after another trap. Bruh.
I like how he said like dust after dust and 덧 뒤에 덧. Like it kind of like works so well together.
Yeah.
This is like a side note though, but I kind of like the way he wrote it
scheme
that
of
way.
it.
And every night I put my shadows on, but you know how much I hate my status quo.
Yes.
I know what you gotta know, my life is out of love. All the lessons learned already coming.
Wait, first off,
You know how much I hate my status quo.
yeah, I put my shadow on. Every night I put my shadows on. You know how much I hate my status quo. Be positive. Because we all know about BTS, you know, sending positivity and love. The whole love yourself era too, right? And I feel like maybe RM is here saying he hates it because he needs to be the one preaching it, obviously, so that others can feel positive about themselves or love themselves and love others. But for him, he doesn't feel that way because I think in his mind, he's in a dark place. But also, I think, again, as I said about like toxic fans, they're not giving that positivity and love back.
Yeah, because it's like, what about them?
Yeah, what about them? Like, you also need to receive it to be positive in yourself and love yourself. You can't just only preach it, but yet when no one's giving it back to you, there's no way that you yourself can be positive and have love.
Right.
You know, and I feel like that's why he hates it because it's like, we're doing all this, but he's thinking, what about me though?
For me, he's probably referencing, I don't know if he is, but it sounds like he's referencing the time where BTS did the whole album series. I think is it called a series where they did Love Yourself, Her,
Yes.
Tear, and Answer, right? And I think that was when they did like DNA and Mic Drop and stuff, right? Which I love that. Come on, bro. But it's their job to preach positivity and love and all that stuff. But what about them? Who's giving it to them? You know what I mean? And it's like, imagine you feeling like you're lost and you're in this darkness and you have no strength. You have like barely enough strength to even move on. And you have no positivity and you feel nothing like that. And then, but you have to preach it.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And
dude.
I think that's why I
That's
feel
hard.
like these toxic fans, Sassing fans, whoever, need to really
the netizens.
Netizens need to really think about themselves of, are you guys really fans? Because if you're a true fan, you would not talk to them the way you do, or you would not bash on them the way you do. You know, they're not doing anything wrong. Just because it didn't fit your criteria, whether it was like, because I'm going to go on to the next one, but he talks about like the song right here.
To put my shadows on, but you know how much I hate my status quo. I know what you
Right here. I know what you gotta. I know, but you gotta know my life is out of love. And his song, there is a song called Out of Love. And he talks about like smoking and things like that in that song. It's a very deep song, by the way. If you guys haven't heard it, go check it out. But in that song, he basically just talks about like, this is my life.
Right.
You know, mind your own business kind of thing. Like, we're just different people. So it's like in that song too, it's kind of a lose-lose situation. Whether he does this or that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the hate or whatever it is. So at the end of the day, it's kind of like, let me just be me. You know, but anyways, what I was saying was, let's say he smokes or whatever. Is that wrong? To be honest, like, is he like
Hurting
anyone?
Is it illegal?
Illegal, right?
Like,
but just because it didn't fit that certain fans' expectations or criteria, whatever it is, it's like, oh hell no, like RM, oh this, that, you know, and it's like, really? Do we gotta do it? Are you really a fan?
and it doesn't just go for RM or just BTS. It's like the whole
K-pop
idol industry
right.
is just kind of like,
general.
it sucks, man.
Yeah.
Like, these artists, they're not robots. They're not androids. They got emotions. They have their own private life. And they're human beings with thoughts.
Yep.
And they have a brain. They have a heart.
They want to do exactly what we want to do
They
too.
wanna fall in love. They wanna
Go party it up.
Go party it up.
Yeah.
They wanna have a drink. And if you smoke, yeah, like they wanna have a smoke. Like, but then the thing is just like, it's looked upon as like, oh no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're perfect.
Yep.
You're supposed to be perfect in our eyes.
Yeah, you're supposed to be my
You know what I
idol
mean?
boy, idol
Yeah,
girl,
but it's
whatever. Mm-hmm.
No one's perfect.
No.
No one's perfect, bruh. Just like how we, like us as fans, we go through shit, they go through shit too. Just like how we get in trouble in our lives, they get in trouble too.
Yeah.
But does it mean that, do our parents condemn us and disown us because we got in trouble? No. No, they don't. Like, but we should be just like that for these celebrities too.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially
not as
if you're
parents,
saying
but as
you're
a
fans.
fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you truly are their fans and you love them, we should be supportive.
Right.
You know, and I think that's what he might mean. But you gotta know my life is out of love is literally my life is out of love. But also he might be referencing his song like my life is that. Whatever you listen to in that track, it's that. But right here I just noticed he crossed out. But you gotta know my life is out of blood. Is it sweat and you know it's supposed to be blood, sweat, and tear. Blood, sweat,
피땀,
love.
눈물?
Is it? Let me know, guys. But it could be that too.
Could be.
Yeah, but he crossed that out.
You gotta know my life is out of love. All the lessons learned already coming out of trust.
Keep my mind steady, but it's hard to readjust. Nothing stops time, but the clock will turn to rust.
Pain and rain, it's a state of
Nothing,
Clock. Wow.
nothing stops time.
Wow.
Readjust. Nothing stops time.
Nothing stops time, but the clock will turn to
to
rust.
rust.
Why? Because a clock is an inanimate object. You know, like it'll stop running if it's
But
running
our
out
life
of
keeps
battery.
going.
But guess what? Just because the clock broke doesn't mean time stops.
Yeah.
Time keeps going. You know what I mean? That's deep.
But the clock will turn to rust.
pain and rain, it's a state of same.
Got me looking for the exit just to entertain.
Yeah.
Got me looking for that exit just to entertain.
I think it's kind of like when you feel so defeated and you feel like you want to exit out of this. But in their case, a lot of the times they can't because they are entertainers. You know, they have a show to run. They have this, you know, fan thing to attend to, whatever it is. They got to put a face on, you know, and so they have to go and entertain.
Right.
But for them, it's like, I think got me looking for the exit is like literally like sometimes they just want to quit. You know, but also it can mean other ways too, where it's like you got me feeling like you want to exit, like you want to quit, but at the same time, this is what I love to do.
Right.
Entertain.
Yeah, you exit just for you to come back.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying, right? Because it's music. You love music. You're like, I love music, but I can't do this shit no more, man.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. You leave just to turn around and go back.
Yeah.
Because it's my job. I
Yeah.
gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
I gotta entertain. I gotta
Right.
make music. You know what I mean? So that exit is still your
Enter.
enter.
Yeah.
Like, you know
Entrance,
what I mean?
right.
Entrance.
Yeah, enter.
Entrance. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? Man, that's deep as shit, dude.
Pain and rain, think I'm going insane.
Gotta turn off my phone tonight.
Gotta turn off my phone tonight. That actually ties into what I said earlier about like social media. I think these celebrities, once again, if they go on their phones and they go on social media, news outlets, whatever it
Social
is,
media is wild, bro.
it could be, we all know, not it can be, it is, it's toxic as hell. So for these artists, celebrities, sometimes I really think they should just not be on social media because it can get very toxic and that's what messes with the brain, you know? So I
Right.
think he said it perfectly. Gotta turn off my phone tonight. Because I think when he's on his phone reading all this shit about him or whatever it is, it can get
Whether
to
it be
you.
the news or whatever. Like,
I think like, you know, it's the truth when people say, you know, that whole saying of like, out of like the 10 good comments, there's that one bad comment and you focus on that one bad
Right.
comment. Obviously, we could preach and say like, don't, you know, but it just happens that way.
Right.
I think us as humans, we tend to gravitate more towards the negative and we beat ourselves up for it when we shouldn't. Because again, there's the 9 good comments, right? Praising you or like loving you or telling you you're doing a great job. But all of a sudden, because of that one person saying you suck or whatever it is, you focus on that.
but that just shows how much weight words hold
yes.
when it comes to hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Words are very heavy.
So
It means a lot. Literally. It can mean a lot in ways of making someone love
Happy
themselves more,
or-
happy,
yeah.
positive, but
It can make their day.
It can literally end
ruin
it.
their day.
It can end it, you guys. It's a very serious thing. You might think, I didn't personally do this to this person, but it's like, no, yes, you did, because your words did. That one comment that you left did something. Whoever's watching this, and if you are one of those people, like, please think about that. Keep it to yourself. If anything, okay, fine. Talk about amongst your friends, maybe. Okay, fine. I'm gonna just even give you that. Don't put it on social media like that.
Yeah.
for the world to read, for the actual artist to read. It's a very serious thing.
Because that's not an
I can't
opinion.
emphasize that anymore.
Like, that's not an opinion. People will say, "Oh, I'm just stating my opinion."
There's
hating
difference.
is not an opinion.
Right. There's
You know
a
what I mean?
huge difference between opinions. We read opinionated stuff. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between opinions and hate.
You know, you suck. I don't even know how you got into the industry.
Yeah.
You should just quit.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't exist in this world. That's
Yeah.
not an opinion.
That's not an opinion.
That's abuse.
Yeah.
Come
So I think
on,
this is
bruh.
perfectly said. Gotta turn off my phone tonight. That's what they need to do to get out of it.
No, literally. This animation is beautiful too.
Bad thoughts filling on my brain. Things swimming inside my face.
2 seconds, I'm falling into nothing.
Can't run away from the pain.
I'm trying to stop the rain.
Oh, this beat is so good too.
Did you see that he's still listening to music?
Yeah.
Even though he's in the rain?
Yeah, because
Stop
that's his
the
escape.
forever rain.
That's his escape. Music. You may be in darkness and the rain may be falling on me, but this music that I'm listening to is making me feel better.
That was beautiful,
That was
you
beautiful.
guys.
Like,
That was a it's a
It's weird for us to
say
it's
beautiful.
beautiful,
Yeah.
but it is. But it's also like heart-wrenching.
this is important.
Yeah, it's important. Like
That's what I would say.
I feel like it was great that they released this song because it kind of gives us the opportunity to kind of see it on their point of view much more deeply.
Yeah.
And it just shows how much darkness there is
Yeah.
into it. Yeah, we see the lavish, you know, the lights and they're on
Glitz and glamour.
glitz and glamour, just, you know, maybe because obviously they make a lot of money, so it's like they have brand name clothes and everything, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just only what they possess.
Have to, and that's what they have to show, basically.
Yeah, it's just materialistic shit.
Yeah.
In the end though, behind the scenes is what we don't see.
Yeah.
We see everything that we see on TV, but that's just what we see on TV on the screen. Behind the scenes we don't see it, but through this music we can.
Yeah.
And it's like it hits you because
Yeah.
it's like, wow, like we need to be the ones to kind of give that love back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, be more open-minded too. You know, and I feel like don't try to control them. Don't try to tell them who they should be, you know, to fit your criteria. That makes no sense at all. You know, you're causing their downfall at the same time. You might be hating on those other, you know, anti-fans or whoever it is that's causing their downfall, but you, not specifically whoever's watching you, but I'm just saying those toxic fans, y'all are causing their downfall too.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I think in Tablo's case, both is relatable because in Tablo's case, I think it was
It's
more
his
going
upbringing.
towards his upbringing, but also bringing awareness and showing these adults to
Be more supportive.
be more supportive of
Be more, a
children.
little more open-minded.
Right.
Like open your heart up to it a little
Yeah,
bit.
don't be these type of adults, right? But in RM's case, I think he's bringing awareness to how things can be in the celebrity life. This is how we are feeling. And so I hope you can receive this message and know to be a little bit more mindful, you know, again, with your words,
Right.
with, you know, how we are feeling too. And again, it's the pressure of it all. I think it's one of those pressures too of like, I know we say this because we want to be supportive, but let's say they got into the AMAs, you know,
Or the Grammys or whatever.
and then like, you know how us fans go, okay, next is the I don't know what's bigger than but something bigger.
Well, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what, but it's like it brings pressure.
Yeah, but I think even those things can bring pressure to them because of course you're as artists, it's like, oh my god, I achieved this one of the highest goals I can achieve. Now what do I do next? And it's that pressure that you feel, you know, and it's like the fans are thinking, oh my god, yes, you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna, you know, too much.
And it's like fear
So
too.
maybe we should all just chill too.
Yeah.
You know, and just let them be. You know, let them do, and then whatever happens, and we support them. Whatever they do, whether it's like they're not doing something that's grand as the last one, it doesn't matter. You know, we should love them for who they are and because we support them through their music, whatever it is. I think that's what this whole message of this song is support.
Right.
Love and support and positivity. Like
Yeah.
genuine positivity and love.
Right. And it's like fear too, because it's like RM knows, like BTS, they're at the top. Top.
Yeah.
Like they made history, right? But you know what they say, the higher you are, if you fall, the
Yep.
harder you fall. And I'm not saying that BTS is gonna fall or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's what he's afraid of.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
Because it's the immense pressure. I made a hit. All right, what's the next hit?
Yeah.
I made another hit. All right, what's the next hit? And after every hit, you're making it higher and higher and higher and higher. They're up there now. So it's like, what's next? You know what I mean? That pressure.
Yeah.
Constant pressure. And it's like, it brings anxiety.
Yeah.
I understand. I can.
Yeah.
I can
Anxiety
understand
is
that.
perfect.
You know?
Yeah, I think we should all like seriously take into this, like really look into this song.
Yeah.
Especially RM's part, I would
Great
say,
song.
and learn from it, you know, and also Tablo's case too, where it's like just sending out that support, you know, but
So raw.
This song,
so
I love it
just
because it was so raw.
transparent. Yeah.
I think we need more raw songs because again, that's how we connect with these artists, but also it can be very relatable to some. Like you said, that kid that's in the room having the same issues
of
that
troubles,
and
yeah.
troubles that Tablo went through. He can relate with someone like Tablo because now he released this song and it's like, oh, Tablo went through that too, but he's fine. You know, or from what he sees, he's fine, and so I could do it too.
Or he could be literally Tablo himself as a kid.
Yep,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Oh my God.
Okay, you guys.
Come
Well,
on.
this was very deep. I feel like we can go on and on about this.
Yeah, we really
though,
can.
because it's a very deep topic and subject, and also you could see that like here that they poured their whole love into it, their whole feelings into this.
Right.
You know, their pain. I wouldn't even say love at this point. It's literally just their pain. They
They
poured
were
their
just-
pain into this.
They're just being expressive.
Right, so
about
I
what
can
they're
go on
feeling.
and on, but you know, let us know, you guys, how you guys reacted, obviously, and your interpretation of the
Yes.
lyrics and you know even the video itself. But if you enjoyed this reaction and lyric time, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
And we'll see you in our next video, guys.
Bye.